Hello Flosstube, and welcome. When I is now sitting down to edit, I have for a long time wanted to change my Flosstube name, so I did. And so now I am called Rita Marie's Stitching Adventure, or if you're gonna say my name in English, it's Rita Marie. And yeah, basically tells what it is. Stitching adventure is because I feel that's what I'm doing. I have stitched for a long time, for many years, on and off and so on, but it's first now I feel like my true adventure in stitching has begun. I have found mirabilias, Etsy, metallic thread, beads, all kind of different floss, fabrics, different size count. So yeah, I thought it was fitting, and in a way this is an adventure that I take you along with, so you can see what I do, what I find out, and so on. So this clip will be inserted in the beginning, and now I will leave you to the rest. Hey, welcome. Nice to see you again. I have just stolen some time for myself. Today I have whips, FFO, show and tell, plans. So let's start with show and tell. There is this massive amount of people doing diamond paintings, and about 2 or 3 years ago I started doing diamond painting, and I have a lot finished. I will not show you all today, maybe later, but one of the first full covered picture I finished is this one. It's 30 by 30 centimeters, so the detailing isn't really that good if you look close, but with the, is it 3 feet away, it looks really good. So that was my show and tell. Over to whips. I have stitched on my QS Huggable. I think I had 1 or 2 days since last time that I did not get my personal goal of 2 10 by 10 squares finished. I only count full 10 by 10 squares, just the way I organize. I can show you why, because in my book I have made this sheet, and here I basically have drawn 1 square in the book is 1 10 by 10 square in the whip. As I complete 1 full square, I will mark it off, and I know that 4 squares equal 1% progress. So 1 square is basically 0.25% progress, and that's how I keep track of how far I have gotten. In reality, it's a little bit longer because I do not stitch just 10 by 10 the way I park. And since the 100-day challenge began, I have done everything here and down that you see. So I now am at 61% progress, and that means I am in front of the schedule. So here's where I'm at now. You can see the tea bag is done. I have gotten his hip is done, and I have started the feet. And last time I did had start the carpet. And the reason why I daily want to do 2 full 10 by 10 blocks is because when I started this challenge, I had 210 by 10 squares left. Divided by 100 days, you get 2 squares a day, and I will have this finished in this challenge. This is how far I gotten. 61% equals to, since the 100-day challenge, I have done 11% progress in 18 days. So, happy with that. I haven't stitched for today. Today is day 19. It is the 20th of July 2018. I forgot to say it in the beginning. I've worked on some other whips. So I worked on my Mr. X-Stitch bobble. So the second one is finally finished. I also KB Studio Creation asked if someone would test stitch for her because she really wanted some patterns to be able to get out on the market. So I said I can do one, and I recently finished this one. This one was a nice contrast to my QS hug ball, because my QS hug ball had a lot of confetti in the areas I'm working. It's been a nice relief from the confetti. I usually don't bother much with confetti, but the parts I have done now have been all confetti all the time. So blocks of color was a nice thing to do. My adventure weight style, I was missing one building. So I finished the building, and I also counted my way and finished the edges. So this is fully up to date. Later today we will get part 2. She is releasing it early because she was going to a wedding. So instead of the 22nd, we get it on the 20th. So it will be exciting to see what part will be next. Hashtag Adele made me do it. She convinced me to start the Haunted Mansion cell by Tiny Modernist. So I did. So I started basically counting my way up to the top so I can stitch downward. That's the way I like the best. This is stitched on, and I think I found out it's a 16 count. It's fabric I got from Stacy, Atlantica Dream Stitches, and I thought that this grey color would look nice to the Haunted Mansion. And lastly, what I have worked on just a tiny bit is A Legend of the Blue Sea. I wanted to have some metallic in the sea star. So I figured out I used that Krynic, use what I have from Stash, and I basically ripped out what I had done on the other colors and made what was supposed to be the darkest color the lightest color, and I found 915, I think, at DMC 915, and stitched the darkest part. So here's where she's now. I also did a bunch of white, some yellow, and a little bit of back stitching. 2 days ago I updated my Year of Whip album, and I think I found out I think now I only have 3 whips that it's not done for the Year of Whips. I also have a FFO. I finally framed A Stitch a Day Keeps Reality Away. So, and I actually am really proud of myself. I think I got the framing really good, and this is what it looks like. So, just a nice little cute frame. Over to plans. My plans is stitch on cue as huggable each day. Try to get 2 10x10 blocks done. If I have more time to stitch, I want to do The Adventure Awaits Mystery Cell from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, so I can keep up to date with that one. I also wanted to do my Storytime sampler, but I have found that a lot of the blocks is not stories that we are familiar with here in Norway, or stories that I have almost not heard of at all. So I'm unsure if I'm gonna stitch this on this now, because I think I want to redo some of the blocks. So I need to put that in the thinking box, make it whirl a little bit up in the box, and I usually come up with a good idea if I just get some days to have it in the back of my mind, and suddenly it hits me what I'm supposed to do. And lastly, I really want to stitch on my A Legend of the Blue Sea, because I am really feeling the need for some beading and metallics and back stitching. Yeah, you heard me, back stitching. But I don't know, I need to finish a baby sampler, and my biggest problem is I started one baby sampler. My husband didn't like the pattern, so he didn't want that to be for my son. So I was considering doing that for the baby sampler I need to do. Problem being, I have another baby sampler that I have bought for this purpose, and I also bought the floss, and they recently came. and I really want to use those floss because it is the shop is called Hand Dyed by Rolanda on Etsy. Here is the card. She has beautiful floss. I have binge watched Jennifer Upton, and she was basically telling me about this. I don't know if it's a later episode or a newer one. So I went on there and bought floss. The only thing I did not like, there was one thing, it's the fact that these cards with the numbers on, some of them were very loose and to the floss, so they're falling off, and they're so small that I actually can't get it back. But that's the only complaint I have. Otherwise, the floss is lovely. It's normal cotton floss. So I was thinking of using these colors, and they have now arrived. So you might see a new start. That's my plans. I will also try to get a new stitch with me. I really enjoyed the last one. Ended up being 3 times the price that it originally was supposed to be. So money now is low. That was a pretty bad mistake, and I don't think I can order anything for a good while. So, but I need to make do with what I have. I feel like I have forgotten something. I have also figured out that I probably won't show as much haul. One, because I don't have that much haul. 2, because it takes such a long time to go through everything and show everything. And as we all know, I can ramble. So I need a minimal of stuff to show. What I have bought that I was thinking of showing is I have bought myself some powdered writ dye. So I know I am closing in to 500 subscribers. So my plan is to hand dyeing a fabric for you. And now, since I have a lot of colors and some more coming in, I can do a more specific type of color that you want. So, and I also managed to find a UK Stash Unload Facebook page, and I have bought myself some magazines, some old ones, so I will go through those, cut out what I want for myself, and the rest of the patterns I will do giveaways on, so I can sprinkle the stitchy kindness. And the 500 giveaway, as I said, I will hand dye some fabric. Most likely there will be a pattern attached, and most likely some floss, just some small stuff. And for 1K giveaway, I have actually found out that there is this kit I can buy here in Norway that is really rare to get anywhere else. I found them really cute. When I reach 1K, I am thinking of buying one of those kits and do as a giveaway. So that's something to look forward to. First, I need to reach 500. I know I'm closing in. Be on the alert for when I reach 500, I will do a giveaway. And when my magazine comes and I have gotten the chance to go through all of them, there will also be giveaways that happens. And I think that is that. Hope you have a great time. I hope, even though it's summer, that you can get a lot of stitching done. My stitching has been reduced a whole lot. I crawled down to my room and I took with me some stitching and I sat down there and stitched because it is hot in this house right now and outside also. But usually July is a rainy month. When it's summer, we have sun the end of April, most of May, beginning of June, and then it starts to rain. And it will rain all the way to August. August is always the most beautiful month in Norway. It's not just because that's my birthday month, but because it is really the nicest month in Norway. And this year we have had sun all the time. It's lovely, don't get me wrong, but my allergies make it so I can't sit much outside, or else I almost can't breathe. It's hard on the stitching. So that's the biggest complaint I have. And since my allergies are really bad, this last year it has spiked a whole lot, and that's most likely why I have been so down, why I have struggled so much, because on top of everything I can't breathe properly, so I end up being tired because my body is struggling to breathe and get enough oxygen. I struggle with a lot of headaches because I don't get as much oxygen as I should get to my brain and everything. Yeah, and just stuff like that. That's just increasing on top of everything else. So, but now that I have found out my allergies has become worse again. This is the second year in a row where last year it got really bad and this year it's got super bad. So I don't hope this continues, to be honest. But yeah, so now when I have found that out, I know I will continue doing Flosstubes. I hope to get on a regular schedule. So yeah, I will try to do a normal schedule. Usually my thought is to either do Tuesdays or Fridays as today. So that is my thought so far. So you will see me again. Everything is better when you know what's wrong. So thank you so much for watching. If you like, please subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in about a week. So bye for so long.